Real quick, I want to talk about one of my favorite and most misunderstood couples in anime history. And it's Goku and Chichi, and I want to explain why they're so misunderstood and explain why they're so daggone perfect for each other. And I'm going to provide clips and evidence to prove my points that I'm trying to say. And also another thing, I'm not going to show too many clips of when they were super young because that's going to discredit a lot of stuff that I'm saying, simply because Goku really was oblivious and he wasn't aware of the situation at the time. First things first, I want to talk about the loyalty that they have towards each other and how Goku truly loves her, and the proposal wasn't a fluke because he cleared that up immediately.
My brain doesn't know what my mouth is saying. Good thing my heart does. Will you marry me?
And also, since he's been married, he hasn't let anybody else fed him other than Chi-Chi.
These noodles are delicious. Here, try some.
I'm not hungry!
And Goku is very much the type where he is goal driven on just being the strongest and to protect his friends and family.
I'm a fighter! I need to get out of this place!
Oh, Goku, stop talking like such a tough guy. You're injured and the only way you're gonna get better is if you just lay here and stay quiet.
In regards to Chi-Chi being loyal, she is borderline the poster girl for it. Because no matter how battered or bruised Goku is, Chi-Chi is still always by his side. Even though she'll be nagging him, she'll still be by his side. And she would be concerned for his well-being, even though Goku is the type to try to push through it. AKA, she's like the partner that would try to save the person from themselves. And she also understands the role that she has to play in accordance to when Goku has to go and save the world. And she is okay with it because she understands the circumstance and she supports him. Also, when Goku comes back from a tremendous battle and he's healed up, Chi-Chi is always the one that's the most excited to see him.
I want you and Gohan to give it all you've got.
Thanks, Chi-Chi. I'll miss you, Chi-Chi.
I'll miss you too.
Everything's gonna be alright. I'm all better now.
Are you sure, Goku? Goku, you think you've got enough firewood there? You're going to hurt yourself doing that one of these days.
That's more proof of how much Chi-Chi really cares for Goku's well-being and his health. But those are like the little moments that people tend to gloss over. Also a testament to how loyal Chi-Chi is, because Chi-Chi, to be able to raise two strong Saiyan children, but at the same time not put down Goku whatsoever, but instead constantly sing praises about how much of a good man Goku is and how important he is to the world. To her children on a daily basis, where they can't help but look up to Goku and have no resentment towards him whatsoever. Because it could have been very easy for those kids to grow up very resentful towards Goku. And whenever they would see him, they would basically be like,
"You're not my dad! You also hear something, ugly ass!"
But instead, because Chi-Chi is such a good woman and a good mom, and Goku and her bond are so strong, this is what happens instead.
And I'm Goku. Hi.
Daddy!
Whoa, little guy.
Let's get into Goku and Chi-Chi as parents, which a lot of people tend to overlook how good and great they are together. But I want to go ahead and address the elephant in the room that a lot of people tend to bring up in regards to why they're not so-called a great couple. Basically, how she jumped over Goku in order to tend to her son Gohan, who is 8 years old, by the way. From our perspective as a viewer, we literally grew up with Goku, and we don't want to see anything bad happen to him, especially him nearly on his deathbed. Which is why you see things from Krillin's perspective, and you're like, why aren't you tending to Goku? But if you look at it from Chi-Chi's perspective, it looks completely different. From her perspective, this is Gohan, her 8-year-old baby boy, who looks beaten brutally and is naked and scared, who is also unconscious. And I'm pretty sure any mother would do the exact same. Now, what I'm about to say is a perspective that a lot of people never consider. Look at it from Goku's perspective. And I know some of my viewers are older and probably have kids. Him as a man and protector of his family, I'm pretty sure he will want her to go tend to his son immediately. Because that's what men and fathers do. And another thing in regards to their parenting skills that a lot of people tend to criticize is that Chi-Chi constantly nags Gohan to study instead of him training with Goku. As a viewer, I would see how that would feel annoying 24/7 because we see all the action. But from Chi-Chi's perspective, she don't see any of the fighting unless it's broadcast on television or they're out back training. The main thing that she constantly sees is the men in her life battered, bruised, and absolutely injured beyond belief. And to be honest, for any ordinary woman, this would be far too much. But Chi-Chi, she is just too strong. It remains loyal and supportive no matter how beaten and bruised they are because she understands how important their responsibility is to the world. And people need to understand that Goku and Chi-Chi are not always butting heads when it comes to Gohan's future. Because when the world is completely protected and he feels like his family is 100% safe, he co-signs completely with Chi-Chi's plans.
So, after you finish cleaning up, it's time to study.
Hey, Gohan. Your mother's 100% right. It would be best if you studied this afternoon.
I want to talk about Chi-Chi and how people are absolutely upset that she prioritized studying over actually saving the world. But I want y'all to actually understand from Chi-Chi's perspective, she's not seeing the stuff that we're seeing unless it's broadcast on television. All she sees is Goku go off somewhere and then come back either injured or dead, or Gohan is absolutely mangled to pieces. And her being overprotective of a Gohan, which she should be because he's a child. I want y'all to understand the stereotypical Asian mom trope in media, because people are upset with Chi-Chi but not upset with the mom from Turning Red, who was essentially almost the same thing. The only difference is the husband and how they act. But back in regards to like the mother trope, I had an ex who had an Asian mom that sounded a lot like Chi-Chi. Those of y'all that don't understand, Asian culture is really big on studying over everything, especially in regards to parents putting that pressure on the kid to get them into a good university and a good job so they will actually be financially secure, which that fits everything Chi-Chi is on about. If y'all don't know what Sky Universities are, I suggest y'all look it up because it's actually interesting. Because the pressure those kids go through on a daily basis is absolutely intense. Granted, we do know moments where Chi-Chi do sound completely irrational, but at the same time, she do understand how serious the situation is based off the tone of her loved ones. And Gohan and Goku aren't afraid to actually stand up and talk to Chi-Chi about this situation, and she will listen and understand, especially when the situation is dire, which typically most of the time it is.
Putting my foot down, Gohan! I won't let you leave me again! You just came home after you've been gone for a whole year!
And not only is Chi-Chi right, but she haven't seen Gohan for an entire year. And on top of that, she wants Gohan to have a normal childhood because she knows how dangerous this situation is, and she don't want this for her child.
Don't throw away your childhood trying so hard to be a brave adult. Being a kid's the best part of life. You should be making friends and playing baseball, not trying to save the world.
I don't understand how people can disagree with Chi-Chi when it makes complete sense. Now, a lot of y'all watching this video can absolutely agree that you rather be a child than an adult right now, especially in that universe where the world is in jeopardy 24/7. For my parents out there, how many of y'all are trusting the fate of the world in a 5-year-old's hands? And there are moments where Chi-Chi is upset that they are trying to put her baby boy life at stake, and Gohan is able to stand up for himself and convey his feelings and reasoning for doing what he's about to do in order to save the world. And Chi-Chi waiting for him to get his full thought out and understanding how dire the situation is and understanding.
Don't worry, Chi-Chi.
And Gohan's reasoning for wanting to do that was in order to save his friends that also risked their lives to save him. And Chi-Chi couldn't help but literally sit back and just accept it. And no matter what decision Gohan makes for himself, his parents are always supportive. Though Chi-Chi is reluctant, is simply because she cares about Gohan's safety.
That's my boy Gohan. Go show him what you're made of.
And as a lot of people may notice, as Gohan got older and Chi-Chi has been less and less strict on Gohan, is because Gohan eventually wanted the same thing and wanted to have a normal life. Why his mother wanted that for him in the first place. That's absolute insanity to want to end up in this situation on a daily basis. And Goku get a lot of flack for being a quote-unquote terrible father, but in actuality he wants the best for Gohan. And sadly that has to be fighting, because otherwise the world will end. Because if Gohan wasn't as powerful or didn't have so much hidden potential, Goku wouldn't be pushing Gohan as bad as he do now. Because when Gohan died, you could tell that it tore Goku up on the inside when he had to tell Chi-Chi that her baby boy died.
Goku, where are my sons?
Ten and Trunks are going to be all right. But Gohan and Vegeta are dead.
Let's talk about Goku in the Cell Saga when he convinced Gohan to fight Cell. That was because Goku was the only one that saw the potential over everyone else. And Gohan needed that push in order to reach his actual full potential. And Goku is the type where he'll push you in the water and say either sink or swim, survive or drown. Goku is fully supportive of Gohan's potential, which is how we got Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
Undefeated, never lost.
Will you stop it? Don't
Never
apologize
lost
on TV.
101.
Another thing that people tend to say that's bad about Goku is that he a deadbeat father. He don't want to be around his family, or he don't want to be around Chi-Chi, which in all honesty, that's not true whatsoever. He just want his family safe. But if his family and friends are 100% safe and he really had nothing to worry about, he'll just chill, be a farmer. He'll even help out his kids when it comes to training, schoolwork, whatever. Well, not much schoolwork, but you know what I mean.
Gohan, your mother's 100% right. It would be best if you studied this afternoon.
But maybe a lot of people haven't noticed, but Goku, when he realized that he was way stronger than Gohan, he stopped pushing and pressuring him to be something that he's not, which is a fighter. And he basically let Gohan go and be a kid and tries to have the most normal life possible. The last thing he wants is to uproot Gohan's life to just be a fighter just like him. And that's a sacrifice Goku is willing to make in order to assure his safety for his 2 children, which ties in again on why I think they're such a great couple together. Because at the end of the day, they just want the best for their children and to just be together.